Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's program. I'm Lauren Simonetti. Thank you for joining us. As always, we have a very jam-packed day, so let's get started with Jiren Parikh, the CEO of SnapOne. Tell us all about SnapOne.
Well, SnapOne's been a story in the works for the last 4 years. Last time I was on, we talked about the restructuring of our bankrupt business that was in the mobile application space. And we decided to turn it around and actually build out applications for consumers that we believe they'd be willing to pay subscriptions for. Security applications, content synchronization to the cloud, management of photos and videos. And we've evolved it to a cloud service for families. And it's called SnapOne. And it's launching at the end of March.
So you have not launched yet?
We have not launched our new service yet.
And how long have you been trying to fix it?
Well, when we started in 2008, it was a bankrupt company that I had taken over and personally financed.
Why?
With, I was working there as a consultant. I ended up joining full-time, and I regretted it just because it wasn't run well. And I said, God, wouldn't it be great if I could run it and not make the same mistakes? So I proposed to the investors, Sycamore and Edison Venture Capital, that I take it over. They said, as long as we don't give you another penny. So I used my own money. I acquired 5 other companies, and we've gone from a base of 3 employees to 120. And I think we took some concrete steps to say we're not going to make mistakes that other companies have made in the past.
I cannot imagine using your own money, taking on that kind of responsibility that the past 5 years have not been.
Neither can I. I think about it. I may not. I'm not sure if I'd do it again if you think about it in hindsight. But it's been a great ride, and we built a successful, profitable business. But we wanted to grow it even bigger, and so we've come up with this concept, cloud service for families, and we've been building it for the past 2 years. We've acquired 5 other companies that were also down on their luck. And we'll be launching at the end of March.
So what exactly does the cloud service for families do?
So we think about personal cloud today. People use products like Dropbox. It's a real favorite of ours at the office. We love Dropbox. You talk about mobile security applications out there.
I know, there's all these buzzwords.
Tons
cloud, mobile, security.
It's basically about people backing up and managing information with the cloud so they don't have to have it on their device. So we thought, wouldn't it be great to build something for families? And it would be very family-centric. So you would buy it, let's say you bought it as a parent, and you could assign certain cloud storage to family members. You could share content easily between the family in a concept called Family Room. It's not easy to do right now, especially if you have an Android, an iPhone, or a Windows device. I know my family, we have 4 different operating systems in the family. Each person has a different requirement for a phone or a tablet. And so if we can connect all these devices for a family and all the information is available to the family, you can track and manage children's security, where they're supposed to be, not supposed to be. We have a great feature called driver safety. If your child or your teenager is not driving properly, you'll get notified. If they're in a crash, you'll know. So it's really a suite of apps that use the cloud for securing information, devices, and people, sharing information, and also synchronizing information through all the various devices for a family.
It's brilliant.
We hope so. We hope it works.
SnapOne, you changed the name to SnapOne.
We did.
Why did you change the name, and why did you pick SnapOne?
We've been selling these individual apps since the restructuring of the old bankrupt company. We bought these great products, mobile security, content synchronization, and we've been selling them, and we've built a really successful business here. We've got about 120 people now. But we wanted to go to the next step. We wanted to do something unique, and some of the lessons we talk about managing a business is really to focus. And we could see the demographics of our subscribers, a lot of females, mothers working, and we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could build a service that expanded to the entire family, not just an individual? And nobody else is doing this right now. And we thought this would be a terrific space to be in. And we're all parents, too, at the company, so we think there's lots of things we want to do in terms of managing security for our kids, what information they're using, how they're sharing photos, and really kind of managing the cloud storage. And last but not least, it really makes it cost effective. So if you buy cloud storage, you can actually partition it and assign it to different family members.
You charge for these services, though?
We do. That's the one difference. And we've been able to really build a successful business on subscription.
Okay. How much?
Our individual apps range between $7 to $12 a month. The SnapOne Family Service is going to go out for $99 a year.
Okay.
Up to 6 family members. You start with 10 gigs of cloud storage and you get 4 applications.
Okay. And what's interesting, as you're telling your story, you're a great speaker, by the way, and I admire the passion and the personal experience that you're putting into this. But you are, in very many ways, an outsider to Silicon Valley. and to this sort of thing, right? To cloud, to...
We're based in Princeton, New Jersey. You typically don't find cloud service companies there. We find high-tech companies in enterprise,
right,
in healthcare.
So that must be challenging.
It's tough to find people, and that's been really difficult for us. And we recruit everywhere. So we bought a company about a year ago in Indianapolis, not for the software or the technology they had, but for the people. So we have an office in Indianapolis with 10 folks.
Why wouldn't you buy one from Silicon Valley, though?
Well, that was a company that came up. We loved the talent there. They're in an area called Silicon Valley, a lot of tech companies in Indianapolis region.
That's really cute.
And we thought it would be great because the most important thing in any business is people.
Yeah.
And we fell in love with these guys. We ended up buying the company. And we have employees in Denver, in Florida, in California, in Massachusetts. So we prefer to hire top talent, and we don't care if they're in our office. We really want the best.
When does the app launch again?
At the end of March, March 20th,
okay,
we'll launch SnapOne for families.
And right now, are you profitable
we
in
are.
the past 5 years?
We had a profitable year last year. We won New Jersey Biz Company of the Year. We were the New Jersey Technology Council Company the prior year. We've been high growth, very profitable. We've gone from 3 employees to up to 120. We're growing. And we're excited.
And before we let you go, can you just go through the 5 tips that you would suggest to building a successful business model?
Right, and I wouldn't call this the Bible, but not being a CEO prior, I'm a simple guy. I like to boil things down to like a half a dozen things. So for me, the first thing is focus. I've been at so many companies that have raised lots of venture capital, but they lose their way. They're not focused. Look, if you're not focused, you're going to lose. And if the focus that you have on your specific product doesn't work, if you can't find it's working, listen, you got to shut it down. You got to move to a different market segment, or you got to refine your product. And that's the second lesson: test and refine.
Got it.
The third one: innovate constantly.
And when you say constantly, how constant is
I mean constantly. Our first year, 2009, when I took the company, we restructured it. Our first product was an app called PictoVision. It made your feature phone, basically what they call dumb phone today, act like a smartphone for managing photos. And it was a huge hit because a lot of people had these inexpensive feature phones. We allowed them to Twitter and Facebook photos that they could normally not do. The following year, we launched an expanded product called Snap Mobile, and it had advanced features for messaging and sharing photos and videos. By that second year, 75% of our revenue was from the new product.
Wow.
The third year, we launched our mobile security product. That garnered more than 30% of our revenue. So we constantly innovate, and we have a process. Every other month, every employee in the company has to submit an idea. And we go through it just like any other process. And so if you have that type of process in place, I think you can make innovation happen. And ultimately, the last lesson I tell you, last couple is one, hire right. We've made the mistake of hiring more people, assuming, listen, if you pay half the price and you can hire 3 or 4 people versus 1 or 2, you're going to get the same results in more people. It doesn't work that way. Hire the best that you can afford.
And I love the 5th one.
Always worry about cash. The company that I took over to help restructure had cash, but the financial crisis came. Nobody saw it. Bad things happen. Always worry about cash.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
You are a great speaker. We so enjoy having you on, and keep us posted for when you do indeed launch. Jiren Parikh, the CEO of SnapOne, thanks again.
Thank you for your time.
All right, and now we're going to